You're Mr. Girl?
Yeah. I don't want you to help me look good. What, are you kidding me? You think I want help looking good talking about cuties? Oh, you don't understand me, Lav. You don't understand me.
Okay,
Sneako,
I think that both
is
things
it
can be
ethical?
true.
Sneako, Lav, shut up. Sneako, is it ethical to film children? Is it ethical? Is it ethical? Is it ethical to?
You're the one who's triggered here now.
Is it ethical to film?
You wake up, okay, you have mind control powers. I'm not saying you're going to go out there and rape everyone or do everything, but do you think, so you're telling me that when there's great injustices in the world, you wouldn't even go mind control cinema to make it so that millions of people get healthcare or millions of people don't die?
I wouldn't even
Well,
stop.
I think that's immoral.
Oh, no,
I think that's
because
immoral.
then-
There you go.
Okay,
I wouldn't even stop the Holocaust.
Earlier in this
Yeah.
conversation, Mr.
There we
Girl
go.
said that I was in denial about like my feeling like totally comfortable with sex work and not really having negative mental effects. I think like the socially expected, the good thing to say to answer this question is that like, no, of course I wouldn't use this because like I would, go mad with power or I would like influence things in ways that I'm not predicting. But I think like the reality is that like most people, it'd be very easy to just like very slightly influence people. And I think that's like the most common thing of like how people would actually use it. Not like actually raping people, but just like making people like them slightly more.
Most
And
people
that
would
be, like,
actually rape
That's how we,
people.
that's how we usually
think
operate
so?
in our day-to-day life.
I feel like
little
would
influencers.
rape
actually
think-
raping people.
So okay, I think this is
No.
I think what might happen is, okay, so I know a bit about this because I've taken a lot of drugs before, okay? No, we've never gotten into this one before.
Oh my god, Giga Chad.
Yeah, Giga Chad. So this is something that I feel like I realized when I was at the depth of an insane mushroom trip, okay, is one of the most horrifying feelings to me, and I didn't even know this was a horrifying feeling, but one of the most horrifying feelings to me was the idea that you could be truly alone in the universe. And I think that what Max is saying is true, that if you have the ability to control other people's minds, I think one of the nicest feelings about associating or interacting with other people is that you are forming relationships with people that could choose otherwise. When you form a relationship with somebody, it's because they're choosing to be with you. They're choosing to do things with you. And that choice that they're making is what makes you feel really good and gives you that value and gives you that self-worth, because you know they could choose something otherwise. If you were in a position where you could control everybody's mind and control everything that everybody's saying and doing, all of a sudden all of those choices become meaningless and the universe is full of just a bunch of yous that don't really represent anything anymore.
I think
So-
it's
I do
pretty
think that
accurate.
that's insightful, and I think that that's true. But I think that like people would very easily rationalize things away, or like they might know that, but they would still say like, well, I'm okay with like makeup, so like I should be okay just slightly influencing people's minds. And I think that's what's, like rather than actually raping.
I think that's
Slightly.
way different.
I feel like,
the
like,
point of
the way you
this-
present yourself is very different than being able to control somebody's mind entirely.
It is
The point of this
influencing
was
people's
very
minds,
lost.
though.
Okay, where
Sarah-
was I supposed to go is I was supposed to say to Mr. Girl, hey, would you mind rape someone? And be like, no, of course not. That's fucked up. And I'd be like, well, you'd mind rape Hitler. And he'd be like, well, you got me. I'd stop the Holocaust. But instead, Mr. Girl is being slightly autistic and not stopping the Holocaust, which I didn't see coming.
That
and
question,
now I don't have an answer.
the question about mind raping Hitler is boring because now you're not talking about making people like you. You're talking about just like making some people
Yeah.
like make the world a
Well,
better
no,
place. It's
and-
fundamentally
no,
a different
because
question.
It's easy. It's not interesting.
No, because first off, this is not true, okay? Because it gets down to our ability of what is rape, what is all this stuff. If you're taking away someone's agency, the only action
No,
at the
he
end of
would
it is
he
if
would
it's-
he would change Hitler's he would change Hitler's mind. He's lying.
Of course he
No, I
would. Of
wouldn't.
course he
No, I
would.
wouldn't.
Of course he
No, I
would.
wouldn't.
Okay, here's a question,
No, I wouldn't.
Mr. Girl.
Yeah, you would.
Mr. Girl, here's a question. Let's say that somebody was about to murder 5 people in front of you, and you had the ability to protect those 5 people and shoot that one person before they murdered him. Do you think it'd be ethical for you to shoot that person?
Conversation is making me f***ing brain dead.
Yeah, would you shoot the person
hold on.
before he kills 5 people? No, make him no. Let him answer. Okay, and I'll tell you why I'm trapping you. Because if you say yes,
Everyone
of
here
course.
has autism.
No, if you would say yes, of course I would shoot that person and kill them. If you would say that, then I'd say, well, what's the difference between shooting them and just mind controlling them for a second to not do it? And then I'm going to apply that same logic to Hitler. I don't see what the difference
Also,
is.
earlier he said he would fuck dogs to like get money and donate it.
The difference is
Most people, oh my god.
that we
What's up,
have
Sneako?
agreed. We
What's
have
up?
agreed that people should be able to carry guns, and that guns should exist, and that we can use them to defend ourselves.
I think most people enjoy.
God, do you see?
While you can make a very strong case for mind control in this one instance, the
Most people
problem
enjoy.
is that
I think.
once you start rationalizing, reaching into other people's minds and turning them into you, it's my everything I stand because it goes against everything I stand for, and shooting somebody who shoots other people doesn't. Brainwashing people goes against everything I stand for.
Okay.
Wait, earlier, didn't you say you would fuck dogs for money?
They're dogs. Who cares? That's a different
Wait,
thing.
sorry.
What the
Listen,
fuck?
Why would we
Wait,
say? Why would we say?
I'm
Okay.
getting cancer. I'm actually getting cancer.
let me just
why would we
address the
say-
elephant in the room, okay? Listen,
Okay,
listen.
why
just-
would-
no,
why
wait,
would-
wait,
why
Mr.
would me-
Girl,
Sorry,
Mr. Girl, you've got to listen here,
I want
okay?
to just.
Wait, no, sorry, Sneako, you've just come in. Have you had a
Hey,
dog
Sneako.
waltz?
Stop.
Jesus Christ.
CHUDLOGIC.
No.
You can't handle it.
I don't know what
You
in
can't
the
handle
world
it.
was going
People
on. I don't know
enjoy
what conversation
influencing
y'all had.
other people to some degree.
Hold on, okay.
I
Destiny,
think
Yeah.
Destiny, you need to get some more non-whites in here because like this conversation is just like, what the hell are you talking about right now?
Okay, you're
Don't
absolutely
watch
right. So we hold on. Here's I got a really important question for you. Okay, are you ready?
The girls are in here cringing. I see them like listening to these guys talk about like their sexual fantasies, and I see the girls just like extremely uncomfortable.
Okay, hold
It's
on.
uncomfortable
We're on
to
a
watch, but-
crazy panel right now. Turn
You're
down
reading
the
my behavior correctly, but I think that
Turn-
you're getting an inaccurate impression.
turn down the red pill a little bit. Okay, we have an important. This is a life-changing question for you. Okay,
I'm
are you ready?
comfortable. I think that was a beautiful sentiment, Matt.
Life-changing question. Dan here wants to present you with a place called Dogwarts. Go ahead,
I'm
take
not
it away,
gonna
Dan.
do it. Stop. No.
Dan, take it away. Dan here is a philosophy
No.
PhD. He publishes works on difficult ethical quandaries. And go ahead, Dan.
I'm not.
Are you
can still-
serious?
And we want to know. We're all waiting.
Just chill. Stop. Okay? You ask one too many times. Listen, just move the fuck on, okay? Stop.
This is your moment.
Stop. What?
Wow.
Don't put this on me. Jesus Christ.
Dan, you've changed. Okay, sorry. Never mind. My bad.
When you give the man attention, he doesn't want it.
Yeah, true.
The whole
There you go.
foundation of
Yes.
everything. The whole foundation of everything I want to do with my life and my work
His dog
is
words.
to
I'm sorry.
to get people is dog words. No, to get people to humanize each other without dehumanizing them. And so I try to avoid using kind of persuasive or mind control tactics, even when I'm making content. So the idea that I would use literal mind control to make the world a better place is antithetical to everything I believe in. So while in one instance, you could say, yes, you're violating your ethics for this extreme reason because in this one case, but that's the exact same thing that every person who brainwashes their fans and creates an echo chamber and gets everybody all riled up to hate the people that they want them to hate, that every single person is saying, well, yeah, but in this case, it's for this good cause. So I stand against that
God, you're
more
so
strongly.
Wait, so do you
More,
actually think
more
like you're above
strongly than
it,
I stand
or
for.
what?
I stand against that more strongly than I stand for the lives of 5 people or 6 million people.
But do you
Or
really
12
do you think
people.
that you're in any way above doing it, or do you not think that you're probably
my
just
God.
doing it in your own way? Right? You're just doing it yourself.
I think that I am doing everything I can to not do that. Yes, I think I'm effectively. I think I'm
But
above
can
it. Yeah.
I don't know? Can you? Like,
Yes,
is it-
and you can't use this rationalization for either mind control or genocide or whatever. Say, well, somebody else would do it. This girl's sleeping and she's passed out at this party. If I don't fuck her, somebody else will. No, you can't.
No,
you can't.
that's not
You
what I'm
can't. No, you
saying.
can't. You can't. You know, I'm not a. What am I really? I'm so smug that I really think I'm above this. I don't want to be an asshole, so I'll just rape and
Oh my
murder
God,
people.
turn it
No,
down.
yes,
Jesus.
I do.
No,
I
I'm
do. I
saying-
do think that you can actually hold yourself to a high moral standard, and that you should. And that
Cringe.
when faced, when you have the ability to mind control other people, you should not use that power for any reason.
Wait, I
Agreed.
have one question for you.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
Sneako, what's your deal? What's your?
I'm talking about
what's your
cuties,
deal? Who are
baby.
you?
What's
What
my
are you
deal?
talking
I'm
about?
chilling.
Yeah.
I'm in Miami right now. I'm living the good life. I'm about to go out to the
I heard
club.
you
I'm
were the
doing
only
this
other
right
person
now.
to give Cuties a positive review. Is that
Jesus
true?
Yeah, it's a good movie. You
Christ.
should check it out. Hey, you
I
sound
have
like you're
checked it
doing
out,
voice.
bro. I'm the
Very
Cuties
familiar.
guy.
Wait,
It's a good movie.
You're in where in Miami are you?
I'm in Brickell right now.
Oh shit, you're like 5 minutes away from me.
You in
Nice.
Miami too? This
Yeah.
is where free people are at. This is where
This is
like,
the worst people in
have
the
fun
world.
with
You've
life.
come to the fakest fucking city on the planet. I thought LA was bad, dude. The girls down here, well, maybe you're into that shit. Jesus
But
Christ.
they're beautiful here. They don't make no sense, but they're beautiful.
Beautiful. They look like they would fucking melt if they stood out in the sun for too long.
Not all of them. And not just the BBL girls. There's a good variety.
Okay.
There's international. There's a lot of different people out here.
Gotcha.
Not all.
Would
of
you
them.
like to do-
It's pretty diverse.
Sneako, do you want to do an IRL debate with Destiny?
No,
Because
shut the
that'd be good
fuck up. You're
content.
so cringe.
You could 100% do that. Like, you guys are like 5 minutes away from each other right now. Let's set that up
Oh,
for like
you in
tomorrow.
Miami too, Destiny?
Yeah, I live like 5
he
minutes from
is,
Brickell. Yeah.
5 minutes. 5 minutes from you.
word.
Let's do this. We'll set this in Discord
Man, why
next
you
day or
hating on
two.
Miami? You in Miami?
Because my wife wants
You know
to
what?
fucking live here.
My
There you go.
My wife. Yeah, exactly.
I listen to my wife.
True.
Yeah,
the
he's
ultimate
he's a
cuck
broken
position.
down man.
Yep. Unironically, I am. Yeah, I am.
What are you gonna
A
do?
man's place is below his wife.
Nice.
Word. You're Mr. Girl?
Yeah.
Wait, who's
Mr.
Oh,
Girl.
the dude is Mr. Girl?
I am
Yeah,
Mr.
of
Girl.
course. It's Mr.
Oh, that's
I-
the issue.
Yes.
They told me to react to you and you had your boxers out. You had like your dick full front camera. I don't know what the hell you were on about, but
I don't
yeah,
know
your
either.
videos like I think you have some good messages, but it's just like, bro, like put some pants on before I watch your shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
He's wearing pants in a lot of his shit. I mean, it's only
In a lot.
somewhere he's not.
In a lot, but I guess the one I clicked on, he was like crotch center camera. I'm like, okay, this is not really my type of content, but do you, Mr.
Thank you.
Girl?
I
And
appreciate
Love Luna,
that.
why
Nico.
are you saying that a husband should be below the wife? Like, do you really think that's gonna make for an ideal relationship?
I think on average women are smarter, higher IQs. I think they're more emotional. No, I'm just fucking with you. I think that two people should be equal. I'm just being
Okay, you're just
being-
saying the feminism, like I'm
I'm just
better
making
than
a
men.
little meme. I'm just making a little meme. That's it.
Okay.
Sneako, why do you think Cuties is a good movie?
I think it exposes the problems that girls have on social media, and it's not, the movie doesn't promote girls dancing and little girls dancing. It's actually anti that, and it's showing how girls can get brainwashed by social media and how at a younger age, girls who go on TikTok too much and see all this flamboyant stuff, girls who worship Kim Kardashian can get brainwashed. But the
Okay,
movie's
but
not
Base,
that.
literally so
is it
base.
really necessary? Is it really necessary to show the girls shaking their butts in order to accomplish that?
I mean, if you're like, maybe that's your thing. That's not my thing, so it doesn't.
Well, I'm not
But
saying
it's-
whether it's your thing. Well, okay. Do you think that it's wrong for little girls to be
Yes,
forced
yes,
to
and it's
make
showing the
child
problem.
pornography?
It's provocative
Okay.
and it's showing the problem.
Wait. Do you think it's?
If
Do you think
get
it's? Do you think?
triggered
Do you
by a
think?
girl-
Do you think? Do you think child pornography is a problem?
Of course, that's the.
Okay. Do you think it's wrong for girls to participate in child pornography, whether or not it's your thing? That's not
Obviously.
whether it's your thing or not. Okay, so it's not really
Obviously.
relevant whether. Okay, so do you think it's exploitative? Do you think girls should be able to do like thong bikini contests?
No, they shouldn't. And then the movie's trying to
Okay.
expose that. But people like you saw the trailer and they go, "Ooh, girls are dancing." It's not promoting that. It's
Oh, no.
anti that. It's showing a problem that's
Yeah,
very
but-
real for young girls.
but don't
young
you-
girls all feel the need?
Sure,
to
no,
get
I understand. I agree with you that it
Nico,
may have
you
had-
are
it may
so
have-
base.
but-
This is actually the most base thing anyone has said today. It's actually crazy.
I
know,
agree
but-
with you
and
that
the
they,
reason
I
I'm
agree
saying
with you
this
that the
because-
film had
hold
good
on, Mr. Girl.
intentions.
Mr. Girl,
Yeah.
the reason I'm saying this is people like you who get like a little bit like feel a little something by watching these girls like, "Whoa, this is bad." But think further past the surface level. Don't just watch
Sure.
the fucking trailer and get triggered because like maybe that I don't know what the fuck.
I've
you're
seen
looking
the
at.
whole movie. I've seen Cuties.
Did you really
think
watch
both
it
of you guys
all?
are right.
I think you just
Both
got
of you
triggered by
guys
the
are
trailer.
right.
I don't know, bro.
Well, that's a good.
No.
I think you just got triggered by the trailer,
You're
Mr.
fine,
Girl.
son.
I've really seen Cuties, but my point is that even if it has a good
Yeah,
message,
you've
even
really
if,
seen
hey
it.
Sneako, hey, even if it has a good message, don't you think it's possible that it's also slightly unethical to show young, 12-year-old to 14-year-old girls twerking in the movie? Do you think that that's unethical at all?
I think that movie, for the right people, incites empathy and lets people understand a problem that's very relevant for young girls.
Yeah, that's a good side of the movie. But do you think there's an ethical
The young
problem
girls are
with?
collateral.
Yeah,
in
and I
that.
think there's a problem if guys are creepy and then like actually look up CP. But that's not me, and that's not who the
Do you-
movie's for. But if you're on the
Hey.
internet too much and you're on 4chan too much, you strike me as like a Reddit fucking deep 4chan dude. Like I don't
Yeah.
know what you give. I don't know, son, Mr. Girl. You give me like, maybe I don't know. Maybe that's you, but.
Okay, so I'm
People
gonna ask
understand.
I'm gonna ask for the third time. It's fine if you just don't want to answer. Do you think there's any ethical issue with sticking a camera in a 12-year-old's butt to make your point, even if you're
Depends on the
defending
intention.
12-year-olds?
It depends on the intention, Mr. Girl, and the intention was to show a problem. It was not. The intention was not to exploit them. The movie's
Okay,
directed
so
by
is
a
it wait?
woman. The movie's directed
yeah,
by
I
a
know.
woman, not a guy named.
I've
Mr.
already
Girl.
acknowledged the good intentions. Are you saying that there's no ethical issues with sticking a camera in a 12-year-old's butt in order to make
Saying
your
it depends
good
on the
point?
intention. If it's trying to show a problem, then no, there's no problem with it.
Do you want to,
Okay.
Mr. Girl? Do you know that you can just ask them the hard question? What if you can get across the same point in the same type of movie, but you do it with actual child porn? Is it okay? That's the hard question.
Of course not.
Well, sure, but that's
Right,
that's
'cause the
essentially
answer-
what you're asking. Yeah.
His answer is just. I mean, Sneako. I think you're evading it by saying it's all about the intention. Because yes,
That's not
obviously.
evading it. That's a straight up answer. It depends.
Okay,
on the intention.
okay, fine,
Just like
Steven.
It depends on the intention of a
Okay,
joke.
okay,
If the
okay,
intention
okay.
is to reveal some truth with funny, then that's a good joke. If
Okay,
the
so is
intention
it
of the movie-
ethical to
hold up.
review?
The
Is it
intention
ethical
of
to
the
reveal
movie-
truth with? Is it, bro? I know. I agree with you about the intention. Is it
So how are you
ethical?
saying I'm evading the question when I'm giving you a straight up answer?
Is it ethical to have good intention child porn? Actual child porn.
It's not CP. Anybody who treats that as CP.
Would it be ethical? Would it be ethical to create well-intentioned child porn? To stand against child porn, we're just going to make
if
some.
you
Would
think
that
it's
be?
CP, then that's you. I didn't watch that movie and thought it was CP, but if you're into that, you're into that. That movie was showing a real problem to me.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this question one more. I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you one more time.
Mr. Girl. If you consider that CP, maybe you should do some self-reflection because that movie's not CP. It's gross.
I've meditated a lot on the topic of Cuties and how it affected me.
Yeah, I can tell you've doing a lot of meditating on Cuties, Mr. Girl.
I have. But to ask you the question for the final time, this is a yes or no question, and if you don't answer yes or no, you're ceding your participation in this argument.
That's the question.
Yes or no? Would it be ethical for somebody, maybe me, to make child pornography for the purpose of protesting child pornography?
It's actual child because the movie is not CP. It's not that.
I'm hearing.
Okay, wait. Can I hold on? Wait. Let me try this. Wait. Let me try this real quick. Okay, I want to try to bridge this. I want to see if I can do this. Okay, Sneako, is your mind open? Are you ready?
What's up?
Okay. So I think the issue, looking at the general logic, is all of us here would agree that the behavior that's shown by the little girls in Cuties is unacceptable. We shouldn't be having little girls showing that type of behavior in society, but we'll show it in the movie to make a point about how bad it is, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, so we all agree. So what he's saying is it would also be unacceptable. Obviously, everybody on this panel agrees that child pornography is also unacceptable. But if you used that in a movie to show how unacceptable it was, would that be an acceptable use of it? The same way that the girls twerking is an acceptable use of showing how bad that is. That's the question he's getting.
I think and my answer again, just like I answered before, I think it depends on the intention. If you look at the director's had a similar problem growing up. She's a woman. She wasn't trying to exploit them. She wasn't trying to show off. And
yeah, we all agree. I think we all agree that.
Okay, so let me repeat what you just said.
One more time, you're getting triggered. But listen.
Let me repeat what you just said back to you.
No, don't. I think we're good.
No. I want to turn. No, Sneako. No, Sneako.
If you think that shit is attractive, that's a you problem.
Sneako. It's everybody's problem. It's everybody's problem.
You said this is bait.
Let me return.
It's not my problem.
Let me respond. I want to rebut. What you just said is it's all in the intention. And even with the example of child pornography. So you're saying that if a well-intentioned woman who had a traumatic childhood wants to make literal child pornography where she is filming children getting raped for the purpose of protesting child pornography, you're okay with that?
Hypothetical. What is this hypothetical? That's not even what happened. That's not what
hypothetical. Stop.
Engage with the hypothetical. What is your answer?
This is a hypothetical question.
Destiny, take control. Take control, Destiny. Come on.
See how the women in here understand what I'm talking about, and the women are defending the movie.
No,
I
think
Lab loves Cuties.
No, I think that because you guys are both on like opposite extremes. You guys have to like keep biting these bullets, and you don't even have to keep biting these bullets.
No, you don't. Hold on. No, wait, chill. Let me bridge the logic.
Shut the fuck up. I think that both things can be true.
You're not saying anything. You're derailing the conversation.
No, I'm not. Shut up.
Answer the question, Sneako. Answer the question. Is it ethical? Is it ethical to film?
Max, you look bad. I'm trying to save you.
I don't want you to help me look good. What are you kidding me? You think I want help looking good? Talking about Cuties? Oh, you don't understand me, Lab. You don't understand me.
Okay,
Sneako,
I think that both things can be true.
Sneako. Lav, shut up. Sneako, is it ethical to film children? Is it ethical? Is it ethical? Is it ethical to?
You're the one who's triggered here now.
Is it ethical to film? Is it ethical to film children getting raped to protest children getting raped?
It's in the movie. You're asking a question I've answered 5 times in a different way.
Hypothetically, is that ethical?
MrGirl.
I just want a yes. I just want a yes or a no.
Do you think porn is different than than a kid shaking their ass in a movie? Do you think that's a little different?
No, the thing is we know they're different.
Because IQs are too high.
In chat, hold up. I want you to pay attention to how the women understand what I'm talking about, and MrGirl is so avidly. Women understand.
I think MrGirl understands this also.
You're saying that Lav understands what you're saying.
Yeah, Lav is the only one here that is
statement, but you're disregarding the 3 other women on this panel. So why don't you be specific?
I'm Team Sneako.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to misgender you. You kind of look like a they/them with that haircut. So I'm sorry. I didn't want to just assume.
Oh my god!
You give me
kill me.
Energy.
I think you're trying to insult me, and that's a really fucking stupid way to do it.
Insult to be non-binary?
If you're not binary,
it is.
I'm proud of you. If you're non-binary, that's good. That's very woke.
Yeah,
Wait, but she
Sneako
just
spoke on
said she just said you're ignoring the other women on the panel. In the process of saying that sentence, gendered herself, then you misgendered her in response.
So I included myself
I'm
as
learning and growing.
the other
Very,
women on the
very,
panel.
very low, very ugly behavior, Sneako.
Oh my god.
Very ugly behavior.
Mr. Girl, how come every time I'm on a panel
Something
with
I would
you, people
expect
think
from a
it's funny
child
to
porn
me?
defender. Something I would expect from a child porn defender.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
that's Sneako?
I'm jacking that you watch that shit. That's why
You
you're
can-
avidly defending this so much and like attacking
You-
people like that.
you not
Ain't nobody
think that
think
You're
They
attacking me for
use
watching Cuties?
No,
Yeah, I watch. Yeah.
Nobody
Use
actually
older
thinks I watch
actresses
TV.
and
Oh my
accomplish
god,
the
why are you
exact
guys
same
being
thing.
retarded?
Do you think that they could have
Mr.
used
Girl
older
thought it was
actresses
hot.
and accomplished the same thing? Could
That's
they have
the
used
real-
older actresses and made them look
Okay,
young
well,
and accomplished
okay.
the same effect in the movie?
yeah, or you could have made it an animated movie.
Yeah.
It could have been a documentary.
Exactly.
You
We
could
didn't
have
have
done
to shoot
anything.
the actual children. We
No.
could have done it a different way.
No, and you got to
we
think
needed
about
the children.
cross.
That was important
You
part
gotta
of
think
it.
about on set, like, oh, come here, stand here. Yeah, just shake your butt a little bit while I film you. I think it's a little fucked up, Sneako, and I understand you're saying you have no ethical issues with the movie or with, I guess, any of the hypotheticals we presented to you. I'm going to charitably assume that you probably would have issues with those. You're just being argumentative. I just got to disagree with you. I think it's wrong.
Okay, disagree. I'm not gonna change your
Yeah.
mind if you want to keep thinking that. Okay, bro. I don't give a fuck. I don't.
Yeah,
like, go ahead.
I think it's. I guess your argument is, and I'll own it. I'm so much of a pedophile that I think it's wrong to film a 12-year-old shaking their ass for your
Yo,
movie.
other people in the panel, does Mr. Girl kind of creep you out?
He creeps me
Yeah.
out. Yes.
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
yeah.
Absolutely
Big,
not.
big.
Yay!
Let me tell you right now.
Hey.
I'm just
Sneako,
saying.
this guy wouldn't
Right.
stop Hitler. He wouldn't stop Hitler.
No,
and he's
I don't-
Jewish. Can you believe
I'm
that?
just saying. I don't know much about you. I couldn't watch your shit because you had your crotch full center. But bro, you creep me the fuck out.
So you're straight in addition to being not a pedophile. You're also straight. Is that your fucking claim?
What are you
Big
talking
moves.
about?
Do you have
Big
do you have
move.
evidence on the contrary?
What are
You
what is he
you
talking
teed that
about?
up like you have evidence that he's gay.
What the hell is he talking about?
Okay, I've got a quick question, Dan. We've spoken about
So
dog
stop.
walks.
Don't ask
Wait,
Dan anything.
listen,
Dan is not
no,
going to make
no,
any more content. He's
no,
done.
no.
Dan is
Destiny,
done.
Okay,
He's
Destiny,
washed up.
I'll ask you.
Thank
Destiny,
you.
I'll ask
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, forget
Thank
about
you.
dog
Thank
walks.
you.
Crying over here.
What about child warts?
Oh. Go ahead,
No,
Steven.
I
You
don't.
asked
I
for
don't
it.
know what that
No.
one is. You're gonna have to ask Dan to do that.
No, you go ahead and continue to ask Steve that. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah,
What is wrong with you, dude?
I
Brad,
miss Max.
Sneako, you know? Go ahead.
I miss Max.
I miss.
Hey.
What did you do to him,
listen.
Sneako?
Listen.
What
Yo,
did you
so
think?
Sneako, hold on.
Sneako. Okay,
Hold
the
on.
answer is there's nothing gayer than within meeting somebody, within 1 second of meeting them, saying, "I couldn't watch your content because I saw your dick."
Okay, bro. I mean,
Okay, so
personally,
yeah,
I
and then
don't
you
know
start
if
calling
it's
everybody a pedophile. You're calling everybody gay. Why don't you just why don't you stay in your
calling you
lane and
gay.
talk about your
I'm not calling
what?
you gay. I'm just saying my type of content is not centered on your crotch. I just don't.
Okay,
wanna look
great.
at
So
your crotch.
you're
Your
straight
name
and
is
you like
Mr. Girl.
adults.
I'm just saying it's not about gay. It's about that you creep me out. You are creepy to me. It is what it is.
You
Like,
selected
I'm
that
not
video
gonna
and clicked on it to watch it. Like I'm pretty
I'm
sure
not
it
sure.
had a fucking title.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure
my
the
chat
zoom
asked me
in
to watch
helped.
Mr. Girl. They spammed it. I didn't know what it was. I looked it up. I saw your crotch. You were talking about some real shit, but like, why are you putting the camera on your dick? It's not calling you gay. It's just
To
type
make a
creepy.
point.
Like that.
To make a point.
Why is your
Okay,
camera
bro.
so
Right.
close now,
So
Max?
wait,
What happened?
wait. So you're saying you can put some creepy shit to make a point. So why are you defending Cuties so much while your dick is
He's
center
an
camera while you
adult.
talking?
He's an
Why?
adult.
Because-
Adult can
well,
put
because-
creepy
because-
shit. Adult can use
because-
their bodies in sexual ways. What we're talking about here is if that's ethical to do with children.
Because
Yeah,
my
I
dick
think-
isn't a little girl, Sneako. My dick
Even
isn't a little girl.
Sneako doesn't
That's
like.
why.
I think that Sneako. Can you agree that they probably could have done something different or not like gone directly on? But it was more so just like outrage. It was like obviously if there's outrage, people are gonna watch this movie. People are gonna get the message.
Yeah, well, the outrage is why it was so controversial, and you need
Yes.
the world is controversial right now because the world is full of lies. So it was good.
Yes.
Yes, they could have probably done it differently. But my opinion is that the fact that it triggers so many people says more about the world we live in rather than the content of the movie. If so many people
Agreed.
have to look at that and go like, oh, bro, they're little girls. It should not even be attractive to you. You should be able to see the problem and not consider it CP. If you consider that CP, I think that's a you problem. That's basically
Also,
my
this
point.
shit is happening. Like this shit is literally happening in
real.
real life. It's like
really
it's
real.
like it's like if you watch, it's like should just because you know, like cows and pigs are getting killed like every single day. It's like, are you gonna say the same thing? Like, why would you show us this? Why would you show us this? It's because it makes you pay attention.
It's not that it is an important story to tell or an important impact to highlight, but it could have been done in a different way.
And the movie
It could have been filmed in a way that doesn't cause
You're just fucking
potential
virtue
trauma for
signaling.
the
It
children
could have been
involved
filmed
in the
differently.
filming.
Wait, I don't think it's
the only reason that like any of us are talking about this movie is because of how they filmed it. Like it would have gotten obviously
absolutely.
no
If you made a
traction
movie,
otherwise.
if you made a wait. If you made a movie where you killed people in it, we would be talking about it, right? Like if in the new Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise was like, I'm gonna actually shoot real people to make a point about how bad it is to shoot people.
Actually rape someone on camera.
Yes, so we all agree that yes, doing unethical things in your art can make people talk about it. Sure,
like what you're saying is like
no, it's not
illegal versus unethical, right? Like
that distinction doesn't
That's not matter. That doesn't
matter.
That's not what we're. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what.
Because there's nothing illegal about
that.
having like a 6-year-old girl shake her ass for a thing, right? Like,
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but it would be
but
illegal
that's
to
not
shoot someone.
relevant to my point that I'm making. My point I'm making is the effect of the movie, and whether it has a good effect or bad effect or gets people to talk about it, is not relevant to whether or not it's ethical the way you made it. So that's not.
Sure. Okay,
It doesn't
I see what you're
matter.
saying.
That's just ethical.
It's
True
not
signaling.
ethical. Sneako, I don't think saying it's wrong to shake to get a 12-year-old girl to shake her ass is wrong. Is virtue signaling.
Okay.
Everyone knows
is
it's
that what
fucking,
you think?
everyone knows it's uncomfortable.
Is that-
That's- Everyone
that what
knows
you
it's
think?
uncomfortable. No one is
that
like,
what you
hell
think,
yeah,
Lev?
I
You
fucking
think-
loved that part. I replayed it and I fucking loved it. No one's saying that.
Is your stance in this discussion really that I'm virtue signaling about Cuties?
No,
Is that really-
I think that you're doing
is
it
that
the
really
least.
is that really
No,
what you think?
No, my stance is that because Sneako's being extreme, you have to like overcorrect, and I think that you're doing yourself a disservice because I think that you guys can find middle ground.
Okay, so the stance.
I think that
stance I'm
other people
taking-
here are virtue signaling. But
Tell
maybe
me
that's
what
just because I
about
hate
this.
women.
Tell me what about this.
Me?
stance.
Are you saying that I'm virtue signaling?
tell
Is that
me-
it? Because I know I
Lav-
ruffle your feathers here. I know you fucking hate me, but just call it out if that's
I
the
actually
case.
don't
Fucking
hate you.
Say it.
I
Say what
think
you
you're
mean.
a victim. I don't hate
Lav,
you.
tell me
Okay.
what you think about this stance that I've expressed on Cuties is extreme. I think Cuties is a good movie. I think Cuties has some pretty good choreography. I think Cuties is well acted and well made and has a good message. I think Cuties probably had a positive impact on the world because of the issues that it raises. However, I think it is unethical to film 12-year-old girls shaking their butts with a camera, especially close up, for money, especially when you acknowledge by making the movie that you know that you're sexualizing them. What about that is extreme?
That's extreme. I think when you say hypotheticals that are like, is this like, would you,
about what
do you
I
think
just said-
filming
what
rape
about-
is extreme? No, but
What about what I just said is
that, and then you
extreme?
had added you had added
What about
something
what I
onto
just said
it.
is extreme? What about what I just said is extreme?
I just told you, bitch, fucking nothing. But you also, that's not the
Great.
only thing you fucking
so
said.
So now you're going to say that I was extreme because I made hypotheticals. But the whole point of a hypothetical is to
That
take something that
hypothetical
somebody,
is extreme.
The whole
What's-
point
and
of
there's
making
nothing wrong
a
with it. Those
hypothetical.
are
The whole
so
point of
different.
making a laugh. The whole point of making a hypothetical is to take something said.
Oh my god, I
Take
didn't know.
something somebody said and take it to an extreme to show that they don't really believe it. So if
Oh
you
my
say,
God, you're
well,
right.
so if you say all that matters is the intentions, then of course Steven's going to say, well, what if you had good intentions and you chopped a bunch of people's heads off? The person's going to say, well, okay, I guess maybe not. That
You're
just
so right.
proves
I had
that
no
this-
idea. I literally
well,
had
I'm
no
happy
idea
to
this is what you were
explain this to you.
doing. I obviously fucking know that, but when it's something that is so like, especially when you add something like rape that is like obviously so fucking serious versus like a video of a girl clothed shaking her fucking butt, it's so fucking different. It's so fucking different
Rape
from a
makes
video.
for the best
It's like,
hypothetical. Can we be real? Rape
I
makes
know,
for the best
literally, it's like,
hypothetical.
why would you, like, something that charged, like, you gotta be fucking, come on. Especially with someone like
think it
Sneako,
was
you
too
think you're gonna
charged
change
for-
his
you think-
mind? You think you're gonna change his mind with shit like that? Like,
Okay,
you're just gonna,
hold on.
He's
Wait,
just gonna go into
this-
a more
can I-
extreme position, and so are you.
Okay, can I monologue for like 1 second? Okay, hold on. Just because this whole thing is triggered the fucking me. When people can't
Yeah, I
engage with
love the sound of your voice.
I know. When people
please.
can't engage with hypotheticals, it triggers the fucking me, okay? I'm going to try to say this as coherently and as nicely as possible, okay? So there is a problem. There is a real ethical issue that Cuties is critiquing on a meta level the same behavior that it's technically engaging in, which is the utilization of young girls as a form of entertainment in a sexual manner. That is happening in Cuties and simultaneously being criticized in Cuties. So the question is can we engage in a form of unethical behavior if we're trying to make a point about that unethical behavior? Now, if you answer, well, yes, of course we can, full stop. Well, of course, what we're going to think of, well, what's the most unethical behavior we can show to criticize it? What if I want to show you a child porn video to make you so disgusted about it that you're that upset about it? What if we produce a child porn video to do that? Well, now when we say that, well, now it's like, that actually feels really bad because making child porn is highly unethical. I don't think we should do that. Well, now if you say no to that, well, now we back up to the Cuties movie and go, okay, well, here we've taken real 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old girls and we've really had them in front of a camera shaking their ass and being sexualized. We've done all of that. So whatever negative things you think will happen to little girls doing that, that's actually happening to those girls, to those little actors, 100%. And then the question becomes again, well, then is it okay to subject them to that to make a point about critiquing the broader culture? That was the hypothetical, which I think is an interesting question to do. I don't think there's a clear-cut yes or no, but it is a challenging question.
What I think is not okay.
Is it wrong to say that it's okay to be a little unethical? Does that not work?
No, absolutely. I think that's a totally valid stance to take.
Yeah.
What I think is wrong is saying that there's nothing unethical about it. I think that's just not true.
Sure. And I don't know if anyone was saying it was anything.
No one was saying that.
No, that is not true. That was what you guys were saying. That is the feeling.
Is your camera getting like closer and closer?
Yeah, it was. I think he's doing it intentionally.
Sneako just said that it was a net positive. He didn't say that it wasn't unethical.
No, I said, do you have any? I said, we acknowledge the positives. Are there any ethical concerns whatsoever of filming a 12-year-old girl shaking her butt? And he said no.
All right. Well,
so that was his stance.
I take it back to MrGirl. I'm Team MrGirl.
Can we go back to you not killing Hitler? I'm very disappointed in you.
Yeah.
As a Jew.
Yeah, Jew to Jew.
No, just as a person,
That's what's
bro.
standing out amongst the whole conversation for you.
Yes, it is.
What's the thanks for scaring off my new friend who's not going to talk to me anymore, guys.
Well, I didn't say I wouldn't shoot Hitler. I wouldn't mind control him.
What else can we talk about?
You think that's worse?
I want to talk more
yes.
to Sneako. I think he's a cool guy.
Oh, he
Sneako's
left.
gone.
Because
I mean, he came in, justified child porn, and fucked off. That's pretty Giga Chad, if you ask me.
Absolutely true. To support child porn, if anything. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do the live meetup with him, Steve. Make sure to set it up,
different?
right?
What's different than that than watching like barely legal porn?
What? Because barely legal and illegal are that's
legal.
the difference.
It's barely, but they're legal.
The difference between 18 and 12 in terms of development is pretty significant.
Sure, but it's like the same sort of concept, right? This is a hypothetical. This is like an extreme hypothetical.
The thing that makes it illegal to jack off to porn with a 12-year-old is not your reason.
Well, it wasn't
for doing
porn.
it. I want you just okay.
Sorry.
Cuties isn't porn.
Okay. The reason it's unethical to film a 12-year-old shaking her butt has nothing to do with the reason the person watching it finds it arousing. It is all about the mental development and mental state and ability to understand and consent to the situation of the 12-year-old, which they don't have.
I was kind of just memeing, and now I feel kind of like embarrassed that you took this seriously. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to derail that.
Well, here's a question for you, Mr. Girl. What about like child actors more generally? Do you have a broader problem with child actors?
I do. I think that if we're saying like a child can't work in a restaurant because it's dangerous to them, and obviously the danger to actors is psychological, and I think kids are really vulnerable to it, and their parents now have a vested interest in not seeing what's happening to them and pushing them to go further and further. So I do have a problem with it, but I'm kind of with how do you say your name? Ify?
Aoife.
Aoife, sorry.
With an F, yeah.
Taj, turn your
Okay,
camera off.
Aoife.
If you were gonna have it on this long, turn it off now. Fuck you. Sorry.
Leave it on.
My camera?
Yeah. Took you too long
Okay.
to turn it on.
Listen,
Okay.
I was not wearing a shirt for a long time.
Okay,
and
whatever.
It's fucking.
I am,
It's
so-
farming the emotes, huh? Big emote farmer. I know one. I gotta know one to be one. So yeah, move along.
It's the game, Dad.
Uh huh.
I think what Aoife says applies here when she said that you could be a little unethical, and so with child actors, it's like we don't want a world where there's no movies that have kids in them. So we're kind of just bending the rules or breaking them. But I do think it's unethical for sure.
What's so funny, Steve? You're really laughing over there.
I agree. I'm just
what
agreeing with
Mr. Girl
Mr. Girl
said. Funny?
No.
So you're laughing now. Is there something in particular that's funny about what he said?
Careful, Dan.
Maybe you
Every
don't
new
take
word
it
you say is
seriously.
another potential to misspeak.
The non-binary joke is pretty funny.
No, it wasn't. It was a mean joke.
No, it wasn't. It's just shitty.
Yeah, it's a literal
just
shitty.
Yeah, that's pretty weak.
Oh,
Listen,
so
something
all of a
about-
sudden
something about
transphobia
Genevieve
isn't
just makes
funny
people
anymore?
be
I've never thought transphobia was funny.
Alchemy really triggers a lot
Yeah,
of other
people-
streamers. Like,
this
I'm
is
not
the-
quite sure what I'm doing. I don't feel like I'm trying to, but like, Lav can't fucking handle me. Like, Mr. Fanatic fucking
I'm
hates
so
me.
mad.
People are really mean to you.
like all the Crucible guys. Like, there's
You're
something
naming
about
like
that
the
really-
maddest people on the platform. To be fair, okay. Lab's been pretty mad for the past week. Fanatic is pretty mad.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just Jewish. I'm not mad. I'm just Jewish.
Okay.
That is
And you
a
think I'm
little-
an immature victim, but that's a whole nother story.
No, I think most of this is coming from the fact that you are blonde. I am Jewish. It's in my blood.
Okay.
It's in my blood.
Can we?
You look tall. You look tall. You look like Hitler Youth.
Jesus
I'm
Christ!
More
This is Jewish. This is
Jesus
Jewish
Christ.
reparation. This is Jewish
can
Only
see it.
reparation.
never Jews feel the same.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna
My
go ahead and
family's from
stand up for it.
Argentina. My family's from Argentina. My mom is a firstborn American immigrant. So.
Okay, hold on. Your family's from
Well,
Argentina.
that was, yeah,
Wait.
that was not
So
the right
you are
country to
brown?
That was not the right country
you a
to
person
say
of
if
color?
you're trying to defend yourself.
So that doesn't help with like the Nazi cause, but my family is
No.
actually,
My family
I don't know.
immigrated to Argentina in like the 40s. I have some weird pictures. They don't fit in well, but I'm just kidding.
No,
Not
they
a lot of-
lived in Argentina.
So we actually do
Not a
have
lot
some
of
color in
details
here.
about my grandparents. I don't know where they
They
were.
do have
It's
some
weird.
color.
Stop.
Argentina in the 50s. They left
I
Argentina
think they were
in the
security
50s
guards
for
somewhere
the
or something. I
United
don't really
States.
know.
Okay, we need.
You know,
Chud,
my,
get control.
my grandfather. My grandfather.
Moderate.
Stop. We get it. We're
Henrik
all
Lopez.
yes, Nazis. Okay,
Chud,
stop.
Chud, what do you want to talk about?
What are we? Yeah, where are we at, Chud? In this dumbass
Well,
panel.
you're asking me. I mean, Jesus, I've got
Are
no idea.
panels always like this? I haven't done them before.
They are.
Yes.
Is this what they always go like?
They are when I
you
bring
know.
them together. Yeah.
More or less.
Okay. I mean, what do you want to talk about, Destiny?
I don't know. I'm just here getting the free content, you know.
Yeah. Cool.
I feel bad that no one wants to admit that they would mind rape people for any reason whatsoever.
We just
I mean,
wouldn't
I'm
feel
okay to say
good. Like
I
imagine like you're
understand.
having this.
I'm telling you right now.
Hey,
I'm
Dan,
not talking about
it's
sex
just
anymore.
how much
People
everyone
that are like
Yeah,
actually
I
wanting
think
to
how
have sex with
virtuous
me.
they are.
Here's what it's gonna be. You guys are all about optics. I know all of
No,
you would
it's
be
true.
mind. You'd be
It's
mind.
not-
You'd be
so
mind
most-
raping. You'd be mind
Okay.
rapers. Every single one
I
of
don't
you.
want
You
to
might
have
be
sex
mind
with
raping.
somebody that doesn't
It's
want
not
to
just
have
about
sex with me.
sex.
That's just
It's not about
a turn
sex.
on.
You're gonna mind rape for money. Mind rape for power to save dying kids in Africa, but you're gonna be mind raping. Everyone in here is, and I'm
Well-
disappointed in all of you that you won't be honest.
Then why
about it.
why do you ask the
Most
fucking question in the
people
first
like
place?
to-
If it's not-
Because I
it's
like
just
to
a
see I'll like to see who will tell the truth and who will
You're
fucking
you're
lie
full
about
of
it.
shit, Dan. Just say.
I-
You just say.
I'm a mind raper. I say it. I'll mind rape.
Great, then just announce that.
Mind rape a little.
I am.
Mind raping is
There we
bad.
go.
Don't ask,
There we
don't
go.
ask me a
Rape is
question and then
good.
say that I'm lying.
I don't.
You
in-
push harder than anyone I fucking know, okay? And you gotta realize something. Like, I have been training a shit ton. Esfand is 100 fucking pounds heavier than all of us and is a football player, man. We have been training. We've been working hard. Dude, you just started really school.
Wait, why is Lakari sad?
Would not be able to handle that kind of power responsibly. Like 99% of people would not be able to like totally restrain themselves. And listen,
Well, I think-
maybe MrGirl is like built different, but I think that like if we're being honest, people would use the power a little bit.
Well, I'm wondering. I'm thinking more about Dan. You seem like if you're
Oh, I
so
would
ready
try
to
to
go,
use it.
like
No,
you're like,
no,
I'm
I
gonna go
would
to the
use it.
casino and I'm just gonna like.
Oh yeah,
take
for
over
sure.
people's like that's pretty. I think most sane human beings would not do that. I don't
No,
know.
I think most people would do that and they lie to themselves.
No.
I think most people would try to use it sparingly. I think some people would go drunk with power and fucking all of a sudden hate life because they would have no point to live because they could literally control every outcome. And I
Most
think
people would
very-
definitely try 100%.
Yeah,
That's
oh, for
honestly.
sure,
For sure,
yeah.
they would try. But I think
And
after
I
a
think
while
they'd
you
be
would find it
scared.
would be really hollow and empty.
Yeah, for sure. But I think it's weird to me to assume that people would just say, "Oh yeah, I would never do that." If
And
I
then
could
also there
literally
are
the
some things
question
where
here-
like we obviously would. Like if I could mind control somebody to get like without like stealing money for example, but to get like $1 million, I'd probably do it. It's like fuck it.
Yeah, or like even like some policies that aren't like, you know, you could get a lot of people out of jail. Like
Oh,
the
sure.
people that are in jail for marijuana or something. You could just like literally mind control the president and say, "Hey, executive order. You know, this is something that's a greater good." And
Okay, do you think that would be a virtuous act?
Yes, I do. I
Okay,
think if
so
you
then
could mind control,
how is it virtue signaling for me to say that I wouldn't do it?
well, I guess you're saying that your personal worth is better than 1 million people languishing in jail. that you
How is that
value that
virtue
more.
signal?
You sound
Yeah, so how is it- how-
disingenuous. That's what he's
so
saying.
how's-
He doesn't
That's
believe.
fine.
Well, I guess the virtue
that's
signal
different
is
from
that
virtue
you're
signaling.
okay. So the virtue signal, I guess it might not be the right word, but I guess it would be that your convictions are so strong that you wouldn't do it. I think it's hard to imagine anyone who wouldn't do it, except like insane people to me. But I don't get it.
So then maybe I'm insane. But also, the question you're asking literally is, how virtuous are you? And then any answer to it can be perceived as a virtue signal. Because
So
you're
it's-
literally
The
asking
entire
how
panel is like
virtuous we are.
interrogating virtues. Like everyone is just trying to like figure out where everyone else is.
No, when Dan is saying it's a virtue signal, what Dan is saying is that like you guys are so committed virtuously to this idea that I would never change the autonomy of another person, no matter what the cost is. And Dan is saying that's not a true position. You probably would if you get something really good for it. That's what.
Yeah, that's my interpretation as well.
That's the virtue.
Thank you, Stephen.
No problem.
He
Dan.
said it much more. No, I appreciate. I didn't say it as well. It's true.
I just
So
think that
this
most
whole
people wouldn't go. I don't know. To me,
this whole
there's something
hypothetical,
different in how
it
far
starts
you go.
out. Look, it starts out very aggressive. Would you mind rape a celebrity you find is attractive? And most people say no, of course not. I would never do that. Okay. And then you work you back into, would you stop Hitler? And then most people would say yes, I would.
No.
And then you try to
So
meet
it's not-
somewhere in the middle.
Actually, it's not a real question. It's a parlor trick. And if I fuck up your magic trick, if you fuck up your magic trick, then you say, "Oh, you're lying." You have to answer it this. You have to answer it this way.
Yeah, I think. Well, you don't have to answer that way. I just.
Well, if I
it's like
don't,
when-
then you say that my answer isn't a real answer.
Well,
and
no,
then it
no,
doesn't
no.
matter.
No, here's the thing.
Saying someone's
I can
virtue
believe
signaling
you.
is saying that you don't accept their answer. Well, you're saying you don't believe me. So then we don't get to actually answer your question.
I'm thinking.
I want the agency to answer your question for real.
Yeah, you know, I understand. I'm thinking, do I believe that you wouldn't do it? I think you wouldn't do it for a long time, and I think you eventually would. That's the honest thing. But you know, I'm giving you the honest thing. I think you would go a while and you wouldn't do it.
Actually, you know what? You know what I might fucking go hard as fuck on? I think I would mind control the fuck out of Nathan to do like study at least 1 hour a night in high school and college. I think I would actually go hardcore there.
Go ahead, Mr. Carl.
I just feel trapped. That's all.
I don't mean to trap you. I'm sorry. It's more like a thought thing, because I know that you're a very strong-willed, opinionated person, and I guess I'm playing you a little.
You want to buck break me? That's what you're doing.
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Not a little bit. I also wanted to see, you know, like, it's interesting.
You want to
to me.
watch me squirm?
It's not like that as much as when you have someone that I think that's super principled on something, to really push them to the limits really also stresses their thing, and you can find out more about them and find out where the line is. And for you, you know, let's say I take you at your word and say that I believe that you wouldn't stop Hitler, you wouldn't do anything, you wouldn't stop millions of kids. I learned something about you, right? So let's say I do agree that, but I don't know what I'm learning in this case, if this is a positive thing. Should I like this outcome? Should this be a good thing to know that MrGirl could save 1 million dying kids and chose not to? Is that a little bit selfish of you to do it in that case? If you acknowledge other people have autonomy and their own experiences and that you could have made their lives better and chose not to? I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely something selfish about saying that the ends never justify the means. Absolutely, it's selfish.
Yeah. So it's just a thought thing that starts in like Dogwarts, starts in a very dark place and then goes into something more introspective. So that was all.
I think everyone should zoom in, and this should be way more personal.
But yeah, that was it. I personally like to think that I would go mad with power and eventually kill myself after like 6 months, but it would be like an interesting 6 months or something.
Stop.
I feel like I know myself a little bit there. That like I'd like to say I wouldn't, but you know, I'm gonna be doing it every once in a while. I just don't have the moral conviction you do, I guess.
That's fair.
Yeah, but you don't have the moral conviction I think I do. You don't think I have it either.
I don't think anyone can with that power. I think it's too strong. Like, to know that something, like if you wake up and you see some news and it really fucking pisses you off, some evil being done, right? And to know that you could stop it and you don't, I think is really hard to live with that every day. And I think most people would.
Can I use the power to make myself forget I have it?
Yes.
Well,
no, you can't forget that you had the power, but you can do the action and forget that you did the action afterwards.
Oh.
But this is a little bit like what's that thing with with God? Can he make an unmovable rock stop something else?
Right. You can't get rid of the power. You're saying.
You can't get rid of the power, but you can forget that you did an action, I guess, would be the thing. So you could end child hunger and then forget that you did that action, if that made you feel better.
So then I can keep walking around thinking I'm smugly superior to everybody, but actually I've just been raping millions of people and have no idea.
Yes.
Based.
That sounds
like the best option. You get your self-worth.
Then you get the rape, and you get the clear conscience. That sounds
there you
great.
go. You know what? That's really what it's about.
Situation.
And the end of the day, that's
is it okay to do? Is it okay to do blackface if it's virtual?
What's the relevance of that?
Also, you don't.
Question.
Yeah.
Listen, we've been going for 4 hours. I mean, do we have anything else we need to like discuss? I feel like we're kind of done, aren't we?
Oh well, we've really covered all of the hard-hitting, important topics for right now. I don't think that we've missed anything that's not topical or relevant to our current society. So
these are the questions on everybody's mind, and I'm really glad that we got to address them tonight.
Yeah, I think it's been very productive.
So true.
Max, I love our friendship arc. Steven, I love our enemies arc.
Thank you.
Madame Genevieve, I love our enemies arc. I'm sorry that I came in so hot.
Honestly, Lab, for real, I think that it would be cool for us to have like a one-on-one conversation where we could actually like discuss things a little bit better.
I agree. I think that I could have done a lot better. I think I could.
You guys gonna make up?
Being here.
Aww.
You guys need to talk when I'm not there because I ruined it.
True. Actually, true.
You inserting yourself? Did you actually ruin
Max,
it?
I love having you here.
I don't.
Yeah, I think so. I think excuse you, Steven. I think I bring out a side in Lav that is.
I think this is our friendship arc. I think maybe we'll never stream together because because your stipulations.
No, we will. Once I believe that you're not gonna go back to OnlyFans and you are delivering babies, I would be happy to. I'll interview you about being a doula.
I'm not gonna deliver babies for a while. I'm gonna, especially this shit seems to be working out. So.
Will you unban her from the Discord? Will you unban her from the Discord?
Oh yeah, when are you gonna ban her?
Once you deliver a baby.
It will be my own baby.
That's fine. If you have a baby
in 5 years, I'll be dead.
Okay. Well, listen. Pleasure, everyone. I'm call ended proceedings. Unless anyone has any other business, that's it.
You can leave.
Okay.
Thanks for staying though. It's fucking late for you, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, everyone. Have a good time. Catch you later.
Good luck, dude.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
What happens to the panel once Chud leaves? I guess it just becomes someone else's panel at that point.
It's like a starfish.
It was always my panel.
Yeah, a little bit interesting. So you guys gonna be friends now? Is that the whole thing? You thought the end of the panel, like, let's have a chat.
Wanted to have a one-on-one chat with her since yesterday. Like, I just didn't get the chance to DM you yet. And then like I saw this was happening right now, so I thought might as well jump in.
An attacker.
But I was thinking like it would be cool to have.
To be fair, I definitely instigated.
Combo.
Wait, real quick. Who was like a real bitch first though? Like who instigated this fight?
Fully
initially?
me.
Yeah, definitely.
Completely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you. Yeah.
I was gonna say though.
Not that I can't also be a bitch,
I'll be right back,
but you
everybody.
kind of instigated the whole thing.
For sure.
So why was she being like that though? Like for what reason? Was she like jealousy or something else?
She thinks that I'm an immature victim. And a dumb
it's
slut.
Not that.
So.
I think I'm just in this state emotionally where like I think I was personally affected by women having positive experiences and talking about them on OnlyFans without talking about the negative experiences. So also, to be fair, I also have mother issues. so
How old do you think I am? I mean, honestly. I know you're younger than I am, but
no,
like,
my brain is like
mommy
16.
route.
Oh, also, my mom is a teen mom, so my mom is very young. Like, I think that's my mom is barely 40. So, I think that women who are like not boomer, but like the oldest or mid millennial to oldest millennial, for some reason, really trigger me. That's a personal thing. I'm very sorry.
I think when we had the first conversation.
Logic instead.
I think when we've had the first conversation, I don't think that we did a very good job of validating like your negative feelings. Was one thing I thought of.
We didn't do a good job of validating what?
We didn't do a good job of like validating the negative experience.
Steven's like, what is a? What do you mean validate?
Oh yeah, I just completely disagree. But
because there are negative experiences that come along with it, and I don't think I think it was the guy Jeb or something at the very end.
Jeb Bush
brought up, or something. No,
yeah.
But he brought up like if it's like you turn into like the stan for the like OnlyFans, and you don't talk about any of the negatives, which does I think we could have done a better job.
I think we can talk about the negatives. But
sure. I think,
the thing is,
for
that
example, I know I came in. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, Lab is literally representing like the most puritanical view of sex ever. So of course, all of us on the other end are gonna be like,
which is why I wanted to be the opposite of that.
Yeah.
So like in direct reflection to her being super negative, I wanted to come present the super positive. Sure. That doesn't mean that.
And then I overcorrect, and then we're just both doing it on opposite sides.
Yeah, you guys kind of got dug in, but I think that what Chud was initially talking about before all these people showed up with me and Steven was that he was saying that there's something insidious about paying the workers to not acknowledge anything bad.
I don't know that's an
I don't think that happens
problem.
Though. Like
that's
when
incentivizing. You're incentivizing OnlyFans creators to refer.
But that's not incentivized. Yeah. But I don't know, because that's mostly incentivized by just being. That's mostly just incentivized by being like an online creator. Like if you depression.
No,
post,
I don't think so.
You get like no,
I don't think so.
Engagement whatsoever. Like I've talked about
after
depression shit, and nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares.
But Aoife, after this panel, you and I could DM each other and be like, "Wow, that was fucking terrible. Like, did you see the chat? They fucking suck. These assholes. All these people. Blah blah. Blah." Like, we can complain about our jobs freely. There's no incentive for us to not do that. But if there's a referral program where if you convince other people to become streamers, that you make money, then I think that kind of chills that ability for us to have camaraderie.
In my experience, I think
I've never used the referral program.
Yeah, because I don't know.
I didn't even know it existed until until this conversation.
I signed up under somebody's referral code initially. I signed up under somebody's referral code initially, and it was super good because she was actually like a mentor. Like she literally helped me figure out like what I should be posting, how I should be doing it.
Which arguably is exactly what people want.
There's a conflict of interest. There's a conflict of interest there. Whether this happens in reality or not, there's a conflict of interest if it's set up so that you're mentoring somebody, but you're also making money off of them if they sign up and do well. So I think
they're only going to do well if they have like a big picture understanding of it, right? Like if they just get scared off by their first inappropriate message and bail, then nobody's making money.
I understand that, but it creates a perverse incentive for you to. I mean, I think this has happened a lot with this has happened with sex work. Yeah, to sell it. This has happened with sex workers for a long time.
But is this like an
you have like a madam? You have a madam who takes you under her wing, and she's like your mom. But she's also making money off of you and pimping you out. And I think that bringing that dynamic in making it policy for OnlyFans is at least theoretically disturbing. If it's not actually having this effect, I think it's weird. I agree with Chud's concern.
I think maybe theoretically, but I just don't see it happening. So I don't know.
The thing is what's
bothered I'm gonna get about it.
The disconnect is that like what you're describing would be a very not human experience. The idea that like a woman would get another woman and like bait her and lure her online. Like my guess, if I had to guess, most of these referral things are probably going out to girls who are already friends with each other or that kind of know each other. I doubt that they're like out here in these areas like trying to lure young. Like it might happen occasionally.
Yeah. The other thing too is it's the most common from like percent wise, because basically like most people who get on OnlyFans will like fail and not make any money. So if your strategy is to like, send out referral links, your chance of actually like making any money from that is like reasonable is just like so low, which I think is why like me and other people have not really heard of this.
Yeah, but I had a very recent experience where there were a couple of people that I was like good friends with on Twitter who were a decent amount smaller than me, but still like fairly popular. And they were like looking up and were like, I want to do the same thing that you're doing. But when they asked me for advice, I blasted them with like all the negatives, all the pitfalls to watch out for. Like, hey, just so you know, like this is not like a get rich quick scheme. You are going to have to like but I don't know. And then even then, I didn't even know about the referral link. But at that point.
That's fine, but this isn't relevant to the ethical concern. And like Stephen, you're creating kind of a straw man, saying that I'm not trying to say that people are intentionally evilly luring each other in. I'm saying that you're disincentivized from sharing negative feelings about your experience on OnlyFans.
I agree with what you're saying. Like from a business point of view, that incentive, you're correct about that incentive. I'm just saying that from like a human perspective, I just don't think it'll ever happen like that.
I actually think
there's the potential for it, but I don't think it's really...
The only reason they're willing to pour money into it...
an incentive not to get people in, because that's competition for me. And like,
yes, but now you make a percentage off of them. So there's that's another reason that they're doing it, probably. But the reason they're pouring money into it is because they want to make you part of their sales outreach program. It's the same. It's part of the same model of like, what if instead of us going out with a camera and finding women and filming them naked, what if they just do it themselves? It's the same thing where we don't want to spend money on
everything you're saying makes sense. We all agree. I just don't think that people like function like that. Like that's the issue, is that like you're talking about an incentive. We all agree that it's an incentive.
Why do you think they're doing it?
Because there's probably a couple that do, because if anything, because it's probably a way that they can try to get your friends into it. They want, like, if you've got friends, like refer somebody or whatever, because you always have some kind of referral.
Friends who wouldn't be gotten into it unless they were giving you a percentage.
Well, this is like the...
No.
Wait, stop. This is insane. The only reason you would give somebody a percentage of a friend they signed up is if you think that friend would not sign up anyway if you didn't do that.
Sure, or just maybe you just wouldn't bring it up to them otherwise, right?
What? No, that's not how.
Okay, so if they think that you're going to get your friends to become OnlyFans creators already,
that's not. Wait, what are you trying?
If they think,
why would OnlyFans only sign up if they got a referral?
If OnlyFans believes that you are going to get your friends to be OnlyFans creators anyway, they would not offer you a percentage on their earnings. The only reason they're offering you a percentage on their earnings is they believe that this.
But that doesn't mean that it's.
Is that it's not just an incentive. They believe this will incentivize you to bring more girls into OnlyFans, but they believe it is so much of an incentive that it will actually make a difference and be worth it to them to pay out that extra money, even including on the people who are going to join anyway, because you're going to use a referral link on somebody who's going to join anyway. They believe that, and I assume that they believe this because they fucking researched it. They're not going to offer to dump millions of dollars into recruiting new OnlyFans creators if they believe that they're just going to be paying out people who are going to join anyway. So they are intentionally paying you to convince people to join who would not join anyway, and it is not necessary that you know that you're doing it or that they know that it's happening, and it's also not necessary. Your anecdotes don't mean shit because you're not going to know when it happened, and they're not going to know when it happened. You don't know when you say, "Oh, buy this new set of knives." I
assume they did a cost benefit. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And so on a statistical broad scale, it's happening, but you're not going to be able to point to any individual instance of it happening because no human is going to say like, well, I knew you'd have a terrible time, or I knew you'd probably regret this, or I knew you wouldn't like it, but I talked you into it because I want the 3%. No one's going to consciously know that's happening.
But if someone's going to not
scale,
succeed,
it is almost
you don't want to talk them into it because
happening.
it's a waste of your time and energy. Because if they don't succeed, then you don't get
Do you
paid
think
anyway.
There's value to be
Max
made.
is correct in the abstract. All right, like this is the whole problem with these.
Not just the abstract, but statistically.
Well, it's like the multi-level marketing things, and like when people like drag their friends into like Ponzi schemes, right? Whatnot. It's like it's really toxic. I think the problem that we're like running into is that this often feels like an outsider's perspective of like how the OnlyFans ecosystem works, where it's like you've heard that this system exists. And so you're making it into this thing because you're working back from your conclusion, which is that like OnlyFans is bad. And the experience of most people who are like in the ecosystem is that they don't really interact with this kind of mechanic. So like, I think that's all we're saying is where like Destiny's saying it's like very inhuman, where it's like, yes, this could happen. And like, it's bad, like in the sense that you're saying it is. It's just most people don't have this personal experience.
Yeah, I think the actual, I guess, because we're doing too much defending, the actual issues that I have with the platform of like OnlyFans is actually like that they don't do much at all. That's like my main issue with the platform. It's like,
okay.
From a customer service or like support type system?
Yeah, exactly. I have big issues with their DM system. I think it's awful. I think
the website itself is
the website is like clunky as hell. I don't even think
this is
it. So like I don't know. I just
But it's not has nothing to do with if you don't want to talk about my concern or Chud's concern.
I think your concerns are valid, and I think that
I know, but they're insidious.
That could happen.
I was only talking about that because I don't want to
this is how
bring in some negative.
This is how it works on a large scale perspective. Okay, this is what we do when we do if we're looking at like data analysis. Okay, everything's ultimately reducible to the individual. Okay, that's the important thing. So when we're doing like a behavioral econ analysis or we're doing a big statistical analysis, something we might look for areas where like, okay, this is a probable thing for like a lot of abuse to happen. There's a particular thing here. This could be abusive, okay? But when you go and do the investigation and you find out, well, it's not actually being abused that much, then it's like, okay, well, it's not a problem, right? Here's a potentially a really, really, really weird thing, okay? Every sexual potential like pervert in America, every man has the ability to create a daughter and fuck her infinitely in her house. That's an issue that could be the case. Every man could have a daughter and fuck her infinitely, right? That's a huge potential abuse. Is every single guy doing that? No. Is that incredibly rare? Yeah, that's super rare. So even though that might be a problem, doesn't seem to be something that's happening, so we don't have to worry about it. Same thing with this affiliate thing you're talking here. You're in your mind, you're like, okay, there's a perverse incentive. Somebody can go and recruit a whole bunch of friends and they can lie to them and tell them all these horrible things. And,
no, that's the straw man. I just said that's a straw man.
What are you saying could happen? Your argument is not sincere. You're saying they wouldn't talk.
What
are you saying?
It's the same.
Say it in like 3 sentences. Okay, go.
I'll say it in 1 sentence.
Okay.
You are assuming that there is a way to test in an individual basis whether somebody did something or talked their friend into joining OnlyFans because they were incentivized to do so with money. But there is not a way to test that. You can ask people if they did it. They could say no, but they might have done it anyway.
No, that's not the, hold on. If that's your claim, that is a way weaker claim, and we would all probably agree with that claim. If your only issue is that somebody...
that's my claim.
Okay, if your only... Hold on, that wasn't the initial claim. If your claim here is that, oh, well, the affiliate program might get somebody to talk a friend into it, I think we would all agree that that could happen. But the initial claim that Chud was making...
Let me only what it does. That is its only function.
That's fine, but there's no problem with that. The problem is what you and Chud were making it sound like was that there was an incentive to tell them about it and then lie about it, to downplay or hide all of the bad things and to blow up all the good things, try to get them to do something that they wouldn't do otherwise in like an insidious manner. That was the issue.
Okay, I think that the incentive is insidious in that it can make you present OnlyFans to the loved ones and people close to you, your friends, your support system in your life in a more positive manner than you actually would if there was not money being dangled in front of you for doing it. And you may not know that you are doing it. And I would assume probably most of the time you don't know that you're doing it.
Okay, sure, and that might be the case. So then the question is has this ever happened? Do we ever hear stories of this where girls like, oh fuck, like I thought about doing OnlyFans and I had a friend and she hyped up everything and I did the affiliate link and I did it, it was about it. Have we ever heard a story of this? I've never heard this.
The fact that they're willing to
literally getting on here to say that.
No.
The fact that they're willing to pour millions of dollars into this, yes, proves that they expect a return.
Yeah,
and that return.
But the return could just be.
Hold on, I have a question.
Wait, the investment is clearly in girls who were not going to sign up without this incentive.
Sure, but then maybe just because their friends didn't make that.
I have a question for you. Can I just ask real quick? Do you think that there's financial value in girls operating under somebody else's referral code in that those girls are probably making more money for everybody involved because they have a mentor? They're not just like blindly flying on their own. Like that could be the financial benefit.
The mentorship makes it worse.
Okay, so there are 2 scenarios here, right? And in scenario 1, someone goes up to like Ivy or me or whatever, and they're like, hey, I'm going to start an OnlyFans. I heard there's an affiliate link and I may as well just give you a bit more money, right? And like, that's, I think we're saying is fine, right? And it's an incentive. It makes people like more likely
if that's actually what's happening, but that might not have happened without the investment.
Let her speak.
Yeah, okay. There's this other scenario, right, where someone like is being manipulative, right? And they're saying like,
no, that's not what I'm talking about.
You don't think it's a problem if people are being manipulative?
I'm exclusively talking about people who do not know that they are doing it. You cannot call someone manipulative so if you have a perverse incentive like 3% of somebody's earnings dangled in front of you and your friend says, do you like OnlyFans? Do you like creating on OnlyFans? You don't know the answer to the question anymore because you're being paid to say, yes, I do like it and you should sign up. You internally will lie to yourself or be confused. That's the reason why it's a perverse incentive, because it's putting pressure on you to say, well, in some ways I do, in some ways I don't, but I probably I don't know. And you're going to unconsciously frame it in a more positive light. Definitely, that's why they're doing it.
Do you mind just saying one more time for me? I feel like I'm close to understanding.
I'm talking about you being turned into a marketing person for OnlyFans in a way where it it guts your ability to be honest about your job and about how it feels to work on OnlyFans, how it feels to create on OnlyFans, because you know that you'll make money if you lie.
I think this effect exists, but it's a lot bigger in an area that you're not considering. And that's just that, like, in general, people will try to justify their own actions. And so, like, I will see TikTok sometimes where it's like a girl and she's like showing off a fancy apartment in New York. And she's like, I paid for all of this with OnlyFans. Like, it's such amazing, option. I think that when you look at like people influencing others to join OnlyFans, it's like vastly more just because of like the psychological impulse to justify what you're doing. And I think the financial incentive is like a tiny percentage of this.
This is distracting from the fact that they are willing to pour millions of dollars into an affiliate program, and the only reason they are able or willing to do that is because even though every single creator is going to say, well, this isn't going to affect me.
I don't know.
Just like the fucking lab rats that we are on every social media site getting pushed into rabbit holes. No one thinks I'm being pushed into a rabbit hole. I just think everybody else is being algorithmically pushed. No, everybody else is being algorithmically pushed into a rabbit hole, but it's not affecting me. I'm saying that is what you sound and look like to me right now.
Wow.
I think it might be more possible that with the affiliate link, it links the other person's success to you, so it makes you. If anything, maybe it just makes. I think someone said this earlier. It makes the person giving out the affiliate link more incentivized to be like a coach and help the other person succeed, which in turn makes more money for OnlyFans. So it might not actually be.
You might be getting coached to do something that's bad for you. And so that's why the madam at the whorehouse who has her arms around the girls and says, hey, I'm like a mom to you guys, right? When it comes to, but I think that this is actually traumatizing me. This isn't good for me. She's not your mom anymore. She's your boss.
I get what you're saying.
It incentivizes it incentivizes a financial relationship between people who should be able to emotionally support each other and psychologically support each other and be a real sounding board, but they're sticking their fucking tentacles in between all of the sex workers, so they can no longer do that. And the reason they're doing that is because it's going to make them more money.
Maybe this is true, but like I've literally never seen someone do this in like all the years that I've been in this industry.
You will not know that you're doing it, and the person.
Okay, wait, real quick. I love you guys.
No one would intentionally.
True. Wait, you guys continue. I love y'all. I have to go to sleep. Okay, or I have to go gym because it's fucking late as fuck me. Okay? Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, I need to go code in Python.
Don't all leave just because I'm leaving. Don't be lame.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay,
I'm going to leave just out of spite. Okay, after you said don't leave.
All right. Well, okay, Max, good luck. I'm hosting you, Max. You have to keep streaming, okay?
Okay. I love you, Steven.
Okay. I love you, all of you. Okay.
Good night.
Yep. Madam, Lav, Tav, Aoli B. What is your? I'm sorry, I fucked up your.
Aoife.
Okay. Jesus.
It's my fault. It's an Irish name.
It is your fault.
Yeah.
Okay. I love you all very much. Be careful, guys. Bye.